Round 2, the Book of Boba Fett.
Perhaps he fears the Rancor.
The Rancor? Is it a new Rancor?
I was sent by the mayor! The mayor sent me!
It's empty. Assassin of the Night Wind.
I am not a bounty hunter.
Is that so? I heard otherwise.
I don't like the sound of that at all.
I know.
Why does he keep taking his helmet off?
The honor of your patronage, Mr. Fett. Please have a seat at the bar.
Oh, more huts.
Your cousin Jabba is dead. His cowardly made
Jabba's
Grogu
cousin?
usurp the territory, and then I killed him. All that is his belongs now.
You can see the...
Right. You want it? You'll have to kill me for it.
It's getting... Oh, it's straight again. I see it's bending. Which makes sense. Those fuckers are big and heavy. Here we go again, man. How many times does Temuera Morrison have to take his helmet off? Oh man, here we go again. It's like the only time we do the flashbacks is when he's in his back to tank. And all this time, they still haven't given him cream. This is dragging on way too long, man. Remember, they're in the desert. They just added another layer of clothes on them. Seriously? Dude, that was so cringe. I thought the last episode, the first chapter of the Book of Boba Fett, was going to deliver. Slightly underwhelming, and thinking this one would pick it up. No, I am dead wrong. It was the opposite of the first chapter. It started off with Fennec coming into Jabba's palace and bringing in that prisoner, the assassin that they snagged from the parkour scene from the first chapter. It'd be cool to see the Rancor again, where they threw him down the pit. It opened up, but then Fennec goes, "Hey, don't worry, it's empty." That moment reminded me so much of the scene. Remember in Rise of Skywalker, where they made it look like Chewbacca bit the bullet by Rey blowing up that cargo ship he was on, and turns out he was alive. Subverting expectations, I think, is what they were going for. And I don't know, I think like there seems to be an ongoing pattern with these subverting expectation things. And honestly, for something like this, you could just cut that whole scene out. It wouldn't make a difference. I think it would have been cool to see, like, I thought there would be like Rancor babies, or maybe a new one, right? Like a younger version. The audience thinks that there's something coming and it's not there. It's yeah, no, I wasn't into that. Another good scene that I realized was the scene where those gangsters went to that looks like a little bar, like a little dive bar on Tatooine. That scene, actually, if I think about it, came from the deleted scenes from A New Hope. There was a scene where Luke was hanging out with his friends, and there was a girl that he was hanging out with. I'm pretty sure, I haven't checked yet, but I'm pretty sure that's the same woman, where he was looking at the Star Destroyer fight from outside, and Biggs Darklighter starts talking to him, and that girl also comes outside. But what tripped it off was the set design. It looked very reminiscent of that scene, and I thought that was a cool little tidbit. It took a while for me to analyze, but I kind of figured it out. It was quite a surprise to see the Hutts make a comeback. Two of them, for that matter. on one big giant platform that they were lifting, and it was kind of cool how it was kind of bending. Tamura Morrison as Boba Fett is fine. He's perfectly casted well for the character. But, you know, taking off his helmet multiple times over and over, like, we get it. Like, maybe during those Tusken Raider scenes, while he doesn't have his helmet on, in times where he's just walking around Tatooine, or whenever he goes to those parties, he just takes it off. That scene when he was talking to that hammerhead mayor guy, whatever his name is, I don't even know what his name is. When he was talking to him, he had his helmet the whole time, and it looked cool. Like, just his pose, his posture, the way he was talking. Boba Fett said something in that scene that alarmed me. And he said,
I am not a bounty hunter.
what? Now, I know we are in the realm of Disney-fied Star Wars, so there's a lot of changes going on, but I think when you're going to be, you know, kind of taking the original source material and just kind of shifting things around. I've seen Cobra Kai from seasons 1 to 4. That show has perfect character development in terms of the old cast and the new cast. And the most important thing about that show was it respects the lore. When you think of Daniel LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence, their aesthetic was very similar to who they were back in 1984. And even to now in Cobra Kai, when you watch the series, you know it's the same people. But now when you watch something like, you know, the Book of Boba Fett, he's a crime lord now. They're making it adamant that he's no longer a bounty hunter, but that's who he is.
Bounty hunters. We don't need that scum.
And that's what worries me about this series is I think it's going off another tangent, and knowing him for who he was as a bounty hunter. When I think of Empire Strikes Back, like, that was Boba Fett, you know, like in the original core trilogy, you know, he was that silent assassin, and that's what made Boba Fett. This one here, the backstory, I get it. You know, we want to learn more about him, but do we really need to? The Tusken Raider scene where he's going through all those you know, rituals, sure, that's cool, and I can kind of see where they're going with that last bit where they're on the bonfire and he's doing this little haka dance. Now, if you've seen the behind the scenes of Mandalorian, where Boba Fett was first introduced, Tamura Morrison was proudly showing off his haka dance, because I think that's where his native heritage came from, which is fine, which is cool, and I think he implemented that. But you're starting to see through the cracks where it's like they're kind of implementing all these, you know, little things that I don't think it really is necessary for the character of Boba Fett. But yeah, what are your thoughts? Let me know, comment below. And as always, this is Cito. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for Chapter 3.